Makwaba about the POG political media and so see tenacity and just say oh my Ghana political updates in the bini aboaboano see you that person my oh my Ghana and the POG abega for no so no matter the echo any day ba oh my Ghana yamano sim na message so for POG media so any day and we go kwa so obejo post subscription na washare no for so and so me aka no so one party the echo any day ba oh my Ghana your political space near the Ryan's in ma near the any chair a year general Attorney General, sorry, and I catch it say on so legal battle between Ono and a year the former and I say CJ Tokono a year Omontoko back and forth and also some free the past months are free you are John Drummond Mahama and so I appointed a Ayíne so on so emebo adwuma a year Attorney General office one now omo ndokwa na asa so anu bi ma che se de kofa bai ni na say eye mame eye tokono and so the lawsuit be the abo the ra high court or she say adwumako bi ana sem kofuko bi a omo so atro petition the aba see yin fan free ono so office no omo nye illegally and as omo nye legally recognized as a economy mrani ma omo so enye nipa ku a omo so the writer omo so betimi do the atro petition the Akroma Supreme Court saying, and fan free ho. Now we na Ayíne and so about reply Attorney General. I share High Court say Sani Suít no omumbo na monfa entungu. No monhwe na wanfa Suít be so ensemble and fan ra High Court will be. But you may say bejebre yapo ra Sansi Mudasi.
Just want to give you an update on, because as I've always indicated, this is a rolling stone of a case in nature, gathering dust in many forms. Coming up tonight, the Attorney General wants the High Court to dismiss a suit filed by the suspended Chief Justice, Getto Tokono, as she challenges the legitimacy of a petitioner seeking her removal. Now, we're going to get into the details of who this petitioner is and the case that the suspended Chief Justice is taking to the courts right now. But as we were learning today, the Office of the Attorney General is urging an Accra High Court to dismiss, in fact, strike out yet another case filed by the Chief Justice, Justice Getto Tokono. She's in court once again, seeking to halt the ongoing impeachment process, insisting one of the entities behind the petition, Shining Stars of Ghana, does not have a legal status. Documents filed on behalf of the Attorney General by the Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Justice Shemsai, wants the High Court to rule that the Chief Justice's request has no basis in law. Now, let's walk you through parts of the document as we have secured here on Ghana Tonight, filed by the Attorney General. And Dennis Wadam Esquire is with me in the studios, so it's good to have you at a time like this.
It's a pleasure being here, Alfred.
What's the latest on this? What do we know?
Well, so, Alfred, if you recall, somewhere last month, that's in July 2025, the Chief Justice, her ladyship, filed another judicial review. And this time around, that was in respect of one of the petitioners who are seeking her removal. And that was to the effect that she wanted the High Court to declare that that particular petitioner, in the person of the Shining Stars of Ghana, does not exist in law and it does not exist in fact. The argument advanced by the Chief Justice in that particular suit was to the effect that when you check the records, you do not see that the Shining Stars of Ghana exist anywhere, either as an incorporated body or anything of that sort.
Right.
And to that extent, it should be declared as not being in existence, whether in fact or in law. Now, the Attorney General today has also filed a process seeking to set aside this particular suit. And in doing so, the Attorney General is making the argument that the matters that the Chief Justice wants the High Court to look into are matters that are within the purview of Article 146, specifically the part where such matters are supposed to be in camera. And to the extent that they're supposed to be in camera, they should not be admissible in that court.
Right.
So to that extent, the Attorney General wants the court to strike out that particular suit. Then again, the Attorney General also argues that yes, Shining Stars of Ghana may not be incorporated, but it might be an unincorporated body of persons.
What does that mean?
Well, to say that it is incorporated means that it is set up to exist as having a legal personality in law.
Right.
And that was part of the argument that the Chief Justice advanced in saying that it does not exist in law and it does not exist in fact.
So essentially, the AG is saying
it
yes,
may
it could be
in existence, but in a different form, which says that it might be an unincorporated body of persons.
So in plain language, it could be an existing body but not incorporated in law.
Yes.
Okay.
And that does not deprive them of existence, as has been canvassed by the Chief Justice in that particular suit.
Right.
The Attorney General also goes on to say that such an entity does not necessarily have to incorporate or be registered to exist in law. That is an extension of the earlier point that you have made.
That's right.
That yes, it may exist, but not in the form that the Chief Justice says that it has to exist to be in existence in law. It may not be incorporated, it may not be registered, but it may be an unincorporated body of persons,
That's right.
however described.
Right.
The Attorney General goes on to say that under the circumstances, the court has to exercise its jurisdiction and to strike out the case to the extent that they make the argument that these are matters that are within the purview of an in-camera hearing. Such matters should not be disclosed in open courts. And to the extent that they make the argument that, yes, it may not be incorporated, but it can exist in other forms. On the totality of it, the Attorney General's argument is that, you know what, just dismiss this case. Now, mind you, this is not the first time. Even before the Chief Justice filed this particular suit, there was another judicial review that was in respect of some procedural breaches that she alleged, including the breach of her rights and all that.
Yes.
It was the same approach that the Attorney General used in filing a motion to set aside that particular action. That succeeded, and that particular judicial review was struck out. Now, it is the same thing we are seeing playing out here, or the same strategy, but we are unable to tell at this level what the decision of the court would be. Whether to allow that or to allow the case to proceed for it to be heard on its merit. So that's by way of update on this particular matter, Alfred.
I see, but I recall that when this matter came up earlier, you had indicated that in some instances the court will look at the merits of the petitioner's case as against its legal status, right? So if you're just opposing the two positions as earlier espoused, how does this link to the previous position that
So the route that we are on now would not even allow the court to begin to look into that. What they are looking into would be whether or not the Attorney General's process meets the threshold of setting aside the original matters. It is only if that fails, then they begin to look into whether or not these persons actually exist in fact or they do not exist.
Okay.
But look at it. The Attorney General does not only argue on the existence of these persons. He argues on the fact that these are matters that should not even come before this particular court. So if that threshold is something that the court thinks that it's okay to proceed with it, then it means that they may not even go into the next leg of it. It will just end there. The matter will be struck out.
I see. So there is actually raising questions about the jurisdiction of the court, essentially.
Precisely.
I see. Well, it's the coming days we'll look at how things will play out, is it not?
Precisely so. So that's why we are looking forward to see how this will progress. And even, remember, the Chief Justice and her lawyers also have that opportunity to respond to this.
True.
As to whether they oppose it or they will go to court to argue viva voce. That's a different thing that we are looking at. So there are so many legs this particular case can run on.
I do appreciate you, as always, breaking the matters down. And we're following this quite closely, and we will be taking you through every step of the way. Dennis Pabewadam, as always, doing the job for us. Thank you, Dennis. Now, it's live here on Ghana Tonight. Coming up next, it's a matter that, unfortunately, was one of the causes for this tragic incident that we're talking about just hit us a little over a week ago. Galamsey. Some suspected illegal miners have been arrested after a violent clash with the Anti-galamsey task force in Amansia West. Now, we reveal the chilling detail of the growing threat of galamsey to our livelihoods, this existential threat that we describe it. Now, I'm going to show you a video. The IGP's Special Anti-galamsey Task Force came under attack at Bonteso in the Ashanti region after seizing an excavator from an illegal miner or in the illegal mining site near Manson Kwanta. I want to show you this site, this illegal mining site that the Anti-galamsey Special Task Force set up by the IGP accosted. That's what you see there. This is what they found after they acted upon a tip-off. In fact, this was first revealed, this galamsey activity in this particular area was first revealed by Erastus Asaridonko, a Joy News reporter who uncovered what's going on there, because this Anti-galamsey Task Force had earlier, a little over a month ago, gone to this area, clamped down on illegal miners, drove them out of this site, but a few weeks later, the illegal miners returned. And so Erastus then went back and got the information that the illegal miners are back. This IGP Special Task Force on illegal mining went back there to track them, and guess what? They found this. But here's where it gets worrying. The officers of this Special Anti-galamsey Task Force by the IGP came under attack by the community members of Bontreso. And they had to fire warning shots to ward off these community members who, according to the commander who led them, were wielding stones and other elements to attack them because they had gone there to clamp down on illegal mining. Take a look.
So like Page Media, Mrs. Opetra Pro like na so subscribe it for your POG political media as well. Need and will go as well. So better subscription now was share no for so and so etimi aka no so hu de echo and de eba oh my Ghana your political highway so na insema e wura ye ni e de betu dwa no kame akoye se ne nice bibi so ntina ono so etimi de sansi mana so de nhye no e hye e high court judge se omonhwe na ono so enyi sa Suít na maame toko no e de aba be down so ono so de abato a petition so Akroma say you know and free office na come here say if you now to know to no hoke kana say ono so person be bo e the real office wo be bo adwuma e de ma oh my Ghana na oh my Ghana say Baba be so me name Obaba be the MPP political party Obaba be mo bedi na and also ebeko e de tia the NDC misanti na Ayíne and so and then na yesi from say onhwe e ma member office na e ma ne match na me say be to aso na yeti nsem na edi achi
So that's that chilling detail, and this video we got was made available by Erasto Sasari Donko, who's been following this quite closely, and you saw the IGP's Special Anti-Galamsey Task Force. They had to fire warning shots to ward off these community, the residents of the Bonteso area, who had massed up to, as it were, attack them for clamping down on illegal mining going on in the area. Now, one of the members or the personnel of this IGP's Special Anti-Galamsey Task Force gave some detail of exactly what they went there to do and why they were under attack. Take a look at this.
We are connected around Bonteso electoral area, and this area we can all see how the land have been degraded. It's so terrible. We came and met 2 excavators on the site, and then upon sighting us, one driver to the excavator ran away. The other one was still in action, and then we arrested him. Or while I was about to move him, 2 gentlemen came forward that they were the owners of the excavators, and all of a sudden the community started mobilizing to attack. Some started even throwing stones to attack the police. I think basically the area is becoming chaotic, but with our professionalism, we are just trying to make sure that we secure the area and be able to move the machines out of this jurisdiction.
Well, so that's all that happened, and it gets quite concerning when you begin to question what exactly could have emboldened the community members to want to do this, and in fact get that level of impunity, essentially, to want to attack these members of the IGP's Anti-Galamsey Task Force. But let me welcome Engineer Dr. Ken Ashigbe. He is the leader of the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey, also the CEO of the Ghana Chamber of Mines. But for the conversation tonight, he is one of the leaders of this Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey. Engineer Dr. Ken Ashigbe, thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Great. And I can hear you clearly. Now, here's what I want us to do. Earlier on 3FM 92.7 Hot Edition, which airs at 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, I spoke to Prince Maurice Menu. He is the DCE for Amansia West, where this particular area is located. Engineer Dr. Ashigbe, if you could indulge me, let's take a listen to what he said and whether that creates some sense of concern as well for you. Let's take a listen.
I went to the town this morning to also look at things for myself. As I said earlier, I had a call yesterday. So I, assembly member and then the commander of the team, we had a conference call. And the assembly member narrated that they were not mining. But he told me that they met excavator and a tipper truck. That is the commander. He said that they met excavator and a tipper truck. You understand? So they perceived that once they've seen the excavator and the tipper truck, it was mining. But actually, it wasn't mining. I don't know if you've been to a mining site before, you could understand what I'm saying. Because in a mining site, most of them don't use tipper truck, or they don't transport the load to different places. They wash it at the exact point they take the sand from.
I see. So you did the commander concede? You said you had a conference call with him. Did he concede that indeed what his men had seen there was not illegal mining going on?
To be very honest, he didn't concede. He said he met them doing that, doing mining. That is the excavator and the tipper truck. As I said, here we use their waste as a building materials. So
I get the point, but you see, if the commander didn't concede and he did insist that he met them engaging in illegal mining, why would you say that they weren't mining? You are the chair of the District Security Council. I mean, you should be interested in establishing exactly what happened.
I'm very much interested in it. That's why I said I went to the town today myself and I engaged other people, and I was informed that they were not mining. The reason why I'm confident saying this is that that place is falls under Asanko Mines concession, and currently they have soldiers mining their concession, making sure that there's no illegal mining going on in their catchment areas. You understand?
I see. But then wouldn't you be interested in also instituting some investigation into this instead of just concluding that because you've spoken to the residents, what they are saying is true?
Today, we engaged the national security. They came to the grounds, and I think they're also investigating about the issue. And the local, the dissect members are also on grounds to ascertain what the true picture of the issue is.
Well, if the national security is already investigating, it's quite worrying to me to hear you already make conclusive statements that it is indeed not illegal mining because you had spoken to the residents and you believe that it is not illegal mining they were engaged in. That's quite worrying. That's you as the DCE.
You see, we are all fighting against this illegal mining, and none of us is condoning that act. You understand? Ever since I assumed office, I've engaged more than 20 communities, explaining to them the dangers of what they are doing. So if they are doing mining, I should be able to know, because I know the process, like how they do their mining. You understand? And I know if someone is also taking sand to build, I also know that. That's why I'm saying that what they were doing wasn't mining. Because in the mining, it involves excavator, their pump machines and other stuff. But when they went there, there was no pumping machine. There was only excavator and a tipper truck loading a sand.
Yes, but then the commander knows what he saw. That's why he said they were mining. But you say you know exactly what's going on and that they were not mining. But you were not at the site because you concede that you weren't there, correct?
Yes.
So you were told about what happened, but the commander was there. Commander insists that they were mining. You say they weren't mining based on what you were told by the community members.
It's a mining area, and it's a mining site where he met the excavator and the truck. It's a mining site. That is why maybe he's conceiving that they were mining.
So in the end, as the commander insists that they were mining, what are you, the chair of the District Security Council, going to do?
That's why I said I've instituted an investigation team to go on ground to ascertain what the true picture is. I
see, but it appears that already the conclusion is made, and the outcome of this investigation you have instituted, which is not concluded yet, it's already known. No, I'm saying that because you have instituted investigations have not ended yet, but you are telling me now that you believe they were not mining. So if the investigation comes out and they say they were actually mining,
I was explaining to the process in mining. Those who mine, they have their pumping machines.
So that's a conversation I had with the Amancia West DC on 3FM 92.7. Hot edition, 5 p.m. You should make some time and join me and the team there. But Engineer Dr. Kenashigbe, I mean, listening to this, does it raise any concern for you? Or he did bring some clarity to the issues that this is an Asanko mine concession manned by soldiers, so there's no way illegal mining could have taken place there?
Alfred, I am laughing, but I am crying. You see, so this is, what did he say the name of the DC is?
This is Menu Prince.
Mr. Menu Prince is complicit in this particular thing.
Why would you say that?
But this is somebody who says that investigations are going on, and he says that they are not engaged in mining. What kind of investigation is that?
He said
this is somebody who also tells us. Pardon?
He says it's instituted investigations.
Oh, but Alfred, does he think you are a fool? Does he think that you said that you have come to a conclusion that this is not mining? And then, so what investigations are you instituting into what? And this is a DC who tells us that there are people in a mining site. In his time, he tells you that it's a mining site, and the people have an excavator, and they've dug a deep pit, and they are taking sand from there to go and build where? And how are they going to fill that particular pit that they've left there? And if he knows mining and Asanko is there, tell him that Asanko will take the ore and
so come home na po edubra ejumedi unity POG the Ebano Ghana authentic political updates POG Media so and also sabeti me account one the echo and the eba ewo my Ghana political space na message so your for na so subscribe here and the no go so abejo post subscription na so person to twin komo and as udin komo na share wadwen obeti me so abo e the comment section on that so also udin komo na POG Media rant beba na yan share ba ma ho e mo e medasi so Jebre, my POG, your best share.